Hi, readers. Thanks for joining me as we continue to read about our focus topic, the moon. Before we start reading our article a day, I wanted to talk a little bit more about our focus word, Earth. So we noticed that when we were stretching out our focus word, the word Earth has the beginning sound of but the word ear has a similar spelling, E-A-R, but they sound different. The beginning sound of earth is and ear goes ear. Notice how my mouth changes when I say those sounds. Earth. My mouth is kind of shaped more like an O, earth. Okay? And when I say ear, it looks like I'm smiling. My mouth goes this way, ear. So, readers, we're going to take a look at each picture and think about if it has the same sound as earth or it has the same sound as ear. All right, so the first word in this picture is early. Early. Look at my mouth. Where does this word belong? Does it sound like earth or does it sound like ear? Earth and early have that same sound, Well, how do you read this word? It's going like this. Yeah, here. Okay, how did your mouth shape? Okay, did it shape like earth, here, or ear, here? Right, we went here. It looked like I'm smiling again. So here is going to go with the ear, okay? Our next word is the word year. Okay, we are in the year 2021. So does year sound like earth or ear? Yeah, year and ear make similar sounds. How do we say this word? Yeah, you might search for something with a magnifying glass. Search. Okay. Did the EAR make the same sound as search, or ear? Yeah, the EAR makes the sound like an earth. How do we say this word? It looks very similar, but we see a D at the end. Right, this word is pronounced heard. Sounds a lot different than hear. Hear, heard. Does it sound like earth or ear? Right, heard makes the sound like earth. And what do we have here? Earn, learn. So does learn make sound like earth or ear? Right, learn sounds like earth. The EAR makes the same sound as earth. And what do we have here? It looks like a glass, but it doesn't have that G sound. So it's K. Ooh. E. Clear, because I see the glass is clear. So does clear sound like earth or ear? Right. Clear sounds like ear. Great job, readers. So when you're having difficulty reading new words, you can think back to whether it sounds more like earth or ear when there's a word spelled with E-A-R. So readers, now let's take a look at our title of our article a day, A Trip to the Moon. So from this title, what do you think this article will be about? So readers, keep those ideas in your mind as we read through our article a day. Okay, read along with me as we start reading through this text. In 1969, the United States sent a spaceship to the moon. The spaceship was called Apollo 11. 3 American astronauts were inside the spaceship. So this is a photo of the spaceship because that's what it says in the caption. So this must be the Apollo 11 because it says in the text that the spaceship was called Apollo 11. And these must be the 3 astronauts, 1, 2, 3, that were inside the spaceship Apollo 11. Wow. The Apollo 11 spaceship had 3 parts. One of the parts was called the Eagle. When the spaceship got close to the moon, 2 astronauts moved into the Eagle. So here are our 3 parts, 1, 2, 3, of the spaceship, the Apollo 11. And this must be the part called the Eagle because it looks like the 2 astronauts went inside this part of the spaceship called the Eagle. The Eagle flew away from the Apollo 11 spaceships to other parts and landed on the moon. The astronauts walked onto the moon's surface. They wore special suits to help them breathe. They saw the sun's light shine. They saw dark shadows. They saw rocks and mountains. So we can see some of what the astronauts saw on the moon. Here's the surface where the astronauts walked. And I can see him walking here. So this must be the surface as well, the land where they were walking on the moon. And this must be the special suit to help them breathe. And look at these rocks and mountains on the moon. Wow. The astronauts took some moon rocks with them. They flew back to the other 2 parts of the Apollo 11. Then all 3 astronauts returned to Earth. So it looks like this is them going back to the spaceship Apollo 11. And this might be when they returned to Earth. It looks like they landed in the water. So readers, I want us to think about 2 or 3 things that we learned from this article that you would like to remember. And I want you to take out your book of knowledge. Maybe it's a virtual book of knowledge or on a piece of paper. And you can even use one or both of these sentence frames. In 1969, the United States sent a Apollo 11 to the The walked on the moon and then returned to You can use these words from our word bank to help you complete each sentence. Earth, spaceship, moon, astronauts. Take a moment and pause this video to jot down what you learned in your book of knowledge. So let's talk about how to complete each sentence. In 1969, the United States sent what did they send? Yes, a spaceship called Apollo 11 to where did they send this spaceship? Exactly, the moon. Good job. Now let's take a look at how to complete the next sentence. The walked on the moon. Who walked on the moon? Yes, the astronauts walked on the moon. And then returned to, you said it, Earth. So readers, it's so important to think about what we're learning as we're reading new articles. So readers, I also jotted down something that I learned as I was reading our Article-A-Day, that here is the Earth and a spaceship left the Earth and traveled to the moon. And I wrote down that astronauts used a spaceship to travel to the moon. So readers, now let's conclude our lesson by taking out our meaning mapper. Maybe you have it on a piece of paper or a virtual meaning mapper. And remember our focus word, Earth, the third planet from the sun. We've already done such a great job adding words to connect to our focus word and other words on your map. Think about what we read in a trip to the moon. And think of any words that you can connect to Earth or other words on your meaning mapper now. Pause the video and do that. So when I was reading this article, I was able to connect the word spaceship to moon because Earth has one moon and we travel to the moon by spaceship. Thanks for joining me as we read on about our focus topic, the moon.